What's up, guys? Welcome to the Rogue Gentleman Gamer. My name is Josh, and today we're going to be answering that age-old question, what's in the box? And today we're going to be checking out the NES Classic Edition. We're going to go ahead and dig into this, guys. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. The NES Classic comes preloaded with 30 games, and these are some of the best games from the NES era. So I'm really excited to take a look at these. These are games, some that I didn't own, some that I was able to play during my childhood. A lot of this stuff is things that I grew up playing, so a lot of fun there for me. Let's go ahead and just dig right in. So, really easy to open this. There is nothing blocking the packaging from being removed, so we're just going to go ahead and pop that straight open, flip it out, and just pull the tray on out. So inside we've got a nice little advertisement here, possibly a setup guide. Let's take a look here. We'll pull it out. So you've got your warranty and user agreement, all that jazz. And then you've got, oh, this is cool. I like this. Okay, so this is a two-piece document. First of all, you've got this side, just cool little advertisement, retro ad for the original NES, actually, it looks like, which is actually pretty cool because it's got the robot you could get, the zapper, it's got Duck Hunt on, and God, who doesn't remember playing Duck Hunt if you're an NES kid? Then on the other side, you've got your setup instructions, so nice and simple there. Everything you guys need to know about setting up. Looks like there's multiple languages, so everything you need to know to get this thing running. Go ahead and get that folded up and get it back out of the way. And just because I do like to keep this stuff nice and safe, we're going to go ahead and stick it back in the packaging here. And let's go ahead and get rid of that. So next up, guys, we're going to go ahead and dig into the box. We'll go ahead and head to this side first. So let's go ahead and flip that open. First thing we've got on that side is the controller. You've got a nice NES-looking controller. It looks pretty well identical to the original, except for the connector end, which is actually more similar to the Wii and Wii U controller cable connection. In the box, you only do get one of these, so if you're interested in another, so you do have to go ahead and pick up your own. These are actually relatively cheap. I think it was $10 when I picked up the controller, but you also got that. Maybe do a little bit of unboxing there, but you've already basically seen the controller here. This is kind of what we have already. From there, we'll go ahead and move deeper into the box. We've got our power adapter. It's a nice actual little power adapter. Now, the nice thing with this power brick is it's relatively small, unlike the factory unit. So here's the original NES power brick compared to the new power brick, and we'll do the same profiles here. So there's the back profile. There's the side profile. I mean, they're considerably larger than one another, and the front profile. So this thing will take up a lot less room. It's USB based, so you have a USB cable, and I think you can power this thing off of like a computer or any other USB plug-in as well, so that's pretty nice. We'll go ahead and move on what's in the box. Let's go ahead and set the system aside. We're going to do that last here. We've got an HDMI cable, which is really nice that they include that. You've got Nintendo branding on one side of the HDMI cable, which is really nice. It just shows that it is to go with this. Not that it's anything special, but it is cool that this is HDMI as opposed to one of the older connectors similar to the old system. Well, let's go ahead and set that aside because it's really not all that interesting to look at an HDMI cable. And then you have a micro USB adapter in the bag, so that's going to plug into the back of the system and your little power brick. So that's your power cable combined. We'll go ahead and set that off to the side. Let's go ahead and dig into the system here. Let's get some of this other stuff out of the way though before we do, because I want to do a side-by-side comparison with this unit and the original. I do own both, so we'll go ahead and get this guy out of the package. And it looks very similar to the original system. The controller ports are obviously different. So your power and reset buttons, they actually work. You've got the power here, reset here, so you can reset your system. You've got two controller ports. Nothing really extra special on the bottom, just your model information and your serial number. So you've got the front view. Looks just like the classic unit does from the front. Very similar from the side. And I want to be able to do a side-by-side comparison between the two. So you have the original unit, which, yeah, mine's a little bit dirty from all the years being handled and sitting in a box. You can see now as we set them on top of each other that it is roughly a quarter the size of the footprint for the unit. So you can really fit 4 of these little guys on top of that. As far as the thickness, I mean, it's a huge difference. It's probably twice as thick and twice as wide. So it is a relatively large brick, the original NES, compared to the new console. All in all, really cool. I'm looking forward to playing some of the games on this guy. So we'll go ahead and go through the games list here in a second. I did want to talk about the controllers side by side, so I'm going to lean over, grab that here really quick. And so side by side, we'll keep the wrap on this one so it's a lot easier to tell in the images. The controllers look fairly similar. The fit and finish seems to be similar. Now, it's going to be obviously hard to tell because my controller is aged significantly. This is an original NES controller. I believe I bought this thing, or got this as a gift since I was a kid, probably back in like 86, 87. So it is quite old. It's starting to discolor a little bit. You can see that in the side by side here, that the color is a little bit different. And there's some wear and tear on mine. Obviously, the controller connector ports are different. So the original compared to the new. Otherwise, everything is roughly the same dimensions-wise. The controllers are almost identical. So it looks like they just reused the molds probably for these, or modeled them after the classic one, which is really cool. You get the classic feel while you're playing it. Alright, so let's quick go into what games are on the unit here. Looks like it's Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2 The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, which is just a blast. I love that game. Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Punch-Out, Star Tropics. I don't think I've ever played that one. Super C, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3. 3 is probably my favorite one on the original NES. Then the last 3, we've got Tech Mobile, one of my favorite football games of all time, and there's plenty of tricks and cheats out there for that game. If you know them, bravo. If you don't, Google is your friend. The Legend of Zelda and The Legend of Zelda, or excuse me, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. So a lot of great games on here, 30 games that'll keep you busy. The box art on this thing is really nice. It shows off some of the games that are on the back, gives you a complete list, gives you what the recommended rating is. I think it's E10 plus for all of them. I don't think there's anything outside of that that would be rated E10 or anything outside of E10 plus. You've got a little blurb about the controller on this side of the package. Got the NES Classic logo, your serial number down on the bottom with some other information, and then on the final side is information about the console itself. All in all, guys, it looks like a sturdy unit. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun to use, and I'm really excited to be able to play this because it's bringing back some of the classics. There are 2 things that you don't get in the box, unfortunately, though, with this. The first being a second controller. We're not going to go into unboxing this, but I did pick up a second one for, I think, $10. So definitely worth the investment if you're going to play any of the titles in 2-player. The other thing I wish they would have included with this guy, but they didn't, and I'm kind of torn on, glad that they didn't, and wishing that they did, just because it would change the price of the unit. And that's a nice case to go with it to protect it. I decided to buy one. I believe it was $30. All of the accessories and the system will be linked below, so you can pick one up for yourselves. But I chose this one because it is made by Nintendo, or officially licensed at the very least, and looked nice. I do have the SNES version of this, so let's go ahead and just pop it open and take a look. This is another easy one to open. There really is no... Oh, this one does actually have circle tape securing it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop the circle tape loose here and here. And then we'll go ahead and get this guy open. Now this I'm not as concerned about, so I am probably just going to pull it apart here because it's kind of being a little bit of a pain in the ass to open. And I really don't care about this. This will never get resold on its own. So let's go ahead. We'll show off the package for that before we chuck it in the refuse bin. It's got the NES Classic logo here on the front and a single zipper to go ahead and pop it open. Now, I bought mine from Target. They did secure the zipper with a zip tie, just so you couldn't try and hide anything in it. So let's go ahead and get that off of there. And then we'll get it opened and take a look at it. So you open it up and you've got some different space in here. I'm guessing this is space for cables or a controller, but you've got space for your system, so we'll go ahead and set things in as we see it. Looks like we've got space for 2 controllers. Potentially. Nope, just 1 controller maybe. So we'll go ahead and tuck the controller in there for now. Maybe that's what that bag is for a second controller. So you've got a nice little bag or pouch here. It does open up right here. Looks to be about the size of a controller. Let's take a quick gander, see if that'll fit it. So sure enough, it does. So you do have space for 2 controllers, 1 above, 1 below, to keep them protected and keep the cables off to the side. So we'll go ahead and throw that in there. And then you've got a nice pouch up here. We'll spin this all the way around. You've got a nice pouch right here that Velcros open that you can put all of your cables into. This you could either use as another controller pouch. There's another pouch inside here, kind of hard to see. We'll flip it up and show it on here. So you've got this nice little pouch here. It's got a opening at the top. You can put your cables and whatnot in there, or you can bury them down farther and into this larger pocket here. So that's a nice storage space that you can go ahead and tuck your cabling into. So we'll go ahead and shove our HDMI cable into there. We'll slip our power cables into there. It's just a nice way to be able to keep all of your accessories nice and safe in a box and zipped up when not in use. So nice way to bring your system around. That's with everything packed inside of it. So a real slick way to carry it, protect it, and just keep it on the shelf and accessible without taking up a ton of space. So guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. And as always, if you're new here, go ahead and click the notification bell if you want notice of when I go live on stream or when we're going out and launching new videos. So I'm the Rogue Gentleman Gamer, guys. Thank you for watching the NES Classic unboxing. You guys take care of yourselves. Until next time, peace.